well, I've always been saying that I want to be a spy. So I always been saying like, I'm a spy, and then my dad made me this small document to say I'm a spy. I was only like 4 and 5. So I studied international relations for my undergraduate studies in Leeds in the UK. So I ended up going to a master's at UCL, and I did organised crime and terrorism. And I've been with Syngenta now about 5 years. So I am basically heading the intelligence team. So we have intelligence analysts in each region, and we focus on the online detection of counterfeit products. So we use technology, and then we monitor e-commerce, social media, and the idea is to create sort of intelligence package and then pass that on to our investigators on the ground. I think for us it's important to focus on supply chain. We have a great team focusing on that internally, but I think for us it's important to monitor shipments of the active ingredients as well as products. Some regions are a little bit more difficult, but then again, with ApiraSol, again, we can find out what are the main routes that criminals could be using, and at what points is it worth monitoring shipments going from. At what point do they come up to, and then we can investigate that further, because ultimately that's still a lead to us and we can still take that up to investigate further. What we tend to do is we focus on the big fish cases, so we really want to go after the main sellers, the main producers, and the ones that are providing the active ingredients, with the intention of the suppliers as well in country to put the product together. So it's important for us that we are monitoring the online space, and that's fine because we still disrupt the market. We often find, depending on region, we would find big sellers on there as well. However, for us it's important to monitor where the products are and where they go from and where they go to. What we try to implement is intelligence-led, risk-based approach. So we really want to identify where the risk lies from like organised crime perspective and counterfeiting activities. And then what we do is we also prioritise from a business perspective as to where do we prioritise our focus as well to detect those products that are of importance to the business. So we don't really investigate smaller cases. We really want to disrupt the market, and we really want to make an impact. So then we also have to evolve and identify how can we detect those without spending too much time and so much resource into manual searches. So there's always, I think, some changes, because I guess the way brand owners are successful, criminal groups also have to evolve around, detection and enforcement to avoid that. So if somebody would have told me 5 years ago, that I'd be looking at counterfeit pesticides, I would have not believed them, because it's not so common. Like, once you're in the industry, then you understand the impacts of it, because it's really, I think, I'm not trying to undermine other industries, but it's really, for Syngenta, it's got health and safety implications, because chemicals that are counterfeited could be going on the crops, and, we could all consume it. So it's got a huge implication as to, seizing these products and taking these off the market. I really enjoy the space, this brand protection space, because I'm in a little bit of in the middle ground, because I started as corporate security, and then I focused on core corporate security elements like activism and site security, people security. And now I've moved more into the anti-illicit trade space, and this is what I enjoy doing, the investigation, the finding the pieces and building the bigger picture. Because ultimately what we do in the agrochemical space is no different to other industries. Sure, maybe the targets are different, but ultimately what's impacting Syngenta, the people behind it are criminals.